Hello and welcome to my first impressions video of the Star Wars Battlefront Beta. And just like pretty much everyone else, I'm super excited to play this game. I do have some reservations, healthy ones I think, but I am cautiously optimistic that this is going to be a really fun game and one of the best multiplayer games of the year perhaps. And so I'm just going to lead you through a little bit of gameplay from a few hours that I've trimmed down, and I've cut out all the loading screens and all that nonsense. So here we go. This is the drop zone mode, which they recommend you play before you go into the much bigger battle, which is 40 players. This is just 18 players. And one of the features I did really like, if you can see at the top, is that they make it really easy to invite your friends to play with you, which is what so many games, especially on PlayStation consoles, really get wrong. So this is just the opening sequence, which you can skip, as you can see. Now I think the first thing that really came to me here was just how fantastic this game looks, even on the PS4, because I'm considering getting it for PC, but I thought for capturing purposes it would be better to try it out on a PS4, and I'm really impressed with how it looks actually. The explosions, the general style of the game, it all looks terrific. Much better than I expected, and it really leaves a lot of other games like it in the dust, I think. And yeah, you know, a lot of people may argue that the game is too simplistic, but to be honest, I feel like it's simple, but it's done really well, and it's extremely satisfying. The learning curve is very low, so you know, a few games and you'll be absolutely fine. It's not a particularly challenging game. Obviously, if you face off against someone who has unlocked better weapons than you, that can be a bit frustrating. But most games, even straight away that I played, I was getting like a 1-to-1 kill ratio, and I'm not like the best FPS player ever. Also, something I learned after I recorded this is that yeah, there's not much point using your scope. Like if you're in close quarters combat, just fire your gun. There's no real loss to doing that. Another thing that when I first saw the gameplay for this game, I thought the interface looked so simplistic, and it almost looked like something that wasn't real, and they just mocked it up for the trailers. But it's actually pretty effective in the game. You know, it's fairly minimalist. I think that works well. And of course, as per every FPS game you play these days, there's the typical ranks, and you get these ridiculous rewards for doing who knows what. And like the Battlefield games, I fully expect it's going to take a very long time to level up. And that's fine. I want an FPS game that's going to actually keep my attention more than COD, which I'll normally finish in a day or two and then never go back to. So as you see here, from playing just the first match, I unlocked the thermal detonator, so we've now got a grenade weapon, which we can throw, thankfully. And you just have to add it into your hand of cards, and then it will be there whenever you start a game. And yeah, as you can see, the loading screens in this game are absolutely fantastic. I've just included that one because it looks so damn cool. So now we're going to go into the Walker Assault mode. 40 players. This is really something, let me just say that. As you see here, I'm playing in third person mode, which I didn't realise for several hours. I mean, I knew that the game was third person, but I couldn't figure out how the hell to do it. I swear I pressed every button, but it's actually, if you press down on the D-pad, that is how you are able to do it. And I think it's strange that it isn't the default, because I had a much better time playing this third person. My kill death ratio was much higher. So yeah, I don't really know why first person is the default, especially considering the series' legacy, like its history, as being a third person game. Yes, as I said, I didn't figure that out for a while, so most of my footage here is going to be first person. Unfortunately, as you can see, I did not do too well in this match, and that's the ending animation there. Now another thing I really like about the gameplay in this is the long distance shooting is fantastic. Even with the default blaster, you can kill people from really far away. You don't have to wait to unlock a sniper rifle or anything like that. And yeah, as you can see here, I actually did score a few kills from pretty good distance, and it requires a little bit of patience to kind of get used to the controls and the aiming, but yeah, I really liked that if you're skillful enough, you can do that. Now, if you carefully saw then, Darth Vader, yeah, you can play as Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker somehow in this game. And I came across Darth Vader a few times, but as you can see, I don't really know what was going on here. I just don't have a clue. I tried to shoot him. I don't know. I mean, I very briefly saw him later, but before I could really get close to him, I was regretfully killed. And then I also saw Luke Skywalker very briefly, but again he did kind of the same thing as Darth Vader and just kind of cowered in a corner, yeah, on the floor. Yep, this is probably my favourite part of the game. I got the AT-AT after playing a few games, and this is just a blast. I mean, it's very simple, there's not much to it. It's just aim and blow the shit out of any enemy you see. And I think I must have racked up about 15-20 kills inside of a minute. It's extremely satisfying. Grossly overpowered, no doubt. My main complaint though is that it really it steers like a milk float, which kind of makes sense. I mean, controlling the thing is just pretty much pointless. I think it is actually on rails. You know, you can just move it forward. I tried moving it left and right and I got nothing. But at the end of the day, it's a nice diversion from it breaks up the combat a little bit, and it's really fun wreaking havoc on everyone and just seeing your name skyrocket up the leaderboard.
Main power generator is in range. Barrage ready.
And I just had to include that because I thought that was a pretty cool death. Now you'll see me getting the T-47 airspeeder for the first time. I'm terrible at flying on Battlefield, and I'm terrible at flying in this game as well, I can tell already. As you can see in my first attempt here, I just basically went for the kamikaze route because I thought it'd be kind of funny. But AT-ATs are, well, that is a bit stronger than I was expecting. But thankfully I picked another one up a few seconds later. I stayed in the air slightly longer. Did a little bit of damage to one of the AT-ATs, I believe. But yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, I saw a prompt to hook things onto the AT-AT, but yeah, it just wasn't quite working for me. Yes, there's the prompt. And then I tried to do it again, but instead I just kind of flew into it. So yes, to conclude, I think Battlefront is going to be the FPS to play this year online. I think it's going to smoke Call of Duty. Call of Duty will obviously sell more, but I think I'll probably buy COD, finish it in 2 days, and sell it. This looks like it's going to be the game to stick with. Thanks for watching, and I'll be here from dusk till dawn.